You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Hello and welcome to Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast. And yes, I am your host, Rick Franzi. And boy, do we have a good show planned for you. I know you're saying, how could you, Rick? This is Orange County's longest running business talk show. Because Pamela Kellogg is our guest. She is the owner of Designers Resource Collection, DRC. Pamela, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Let's kick it off with your origin story. Take us back in time and talk to us about the motivation, inspiration for the development of DRC.
Okay, well, my background is a little bit unique, and it wasn't like I woke up one day and say, oh my gosh, let me start this business. I was sort of raised in the industry. My dad was in the industry, and I always was drawn to hearing his stories of all the people in his business and what he did and just design in general. So after I went to college, I forged my own path for a little bit and then decided, wow, I really, really want to go back into the design business. And I had the opportunity to go into being business partners with my dad. And then we had an opportunity to take over this little tiny showroom that was called DRC, which back in the day was very tiny, of 2 or 3 people. And I've been able to morph it into almost 50 people that we have today. So it really wasn't just one idea that I said, oh, let's do this. It kind of morphed. And then I had the idea and the passion to grow it into what it is today. So
I lead peer groups for business owners and entrepreneurs, and we just had one of our meetings this morning, and several of the members were lamenting that their children are not interested in the business that they have built. And I was just thinking, as you were telling your story, how fortunate it might have been for your father to be able to spend all those years working with you as his daughter in a business together. How rewarding. I don't think there's anything better than working with your kids in business.
No, it was great. Honestly, we got along great. We kind of had simpatico minds. It kind of drive my mom crazy a lot that we kind of thought alike, and she was left out. But no, it was great. It's been great. Yeah.
So over the 20 plus years, what have you learned? How has the business evolved? You sort of touched on it a little bit with the acquisition of the studio, but I wonder if you could give us a little more perspective on the arc of the company over those years.
I mean, what I've learned, I don't know how many hours you have, because I'm still learning, Rick, every single day, which is the best part of the business. I would say the biggest part that I've learned is surround yourself with good people. I've always been, taught that you don't know everything, but I do know how to hire well and to have really great people who have different skills than I do to complement me. So kind of keeps you, number one, humble, which is a big part of our business, and, staying humble and understanding what's happening, boots on the ground. So we started off, small and grew the business little by little. I had a vision on where I wanted it to go. So as far as what I've learned is that nothing changes if nothing changes. You need to take risk. And there's no better reward than taking risk. And there really is no failure, because if you fail, you try again, and you don't take things so personally. That is one thing that I've really, really struggled with in the beginning. And when someone says no to you, it doesn't mean I don't like you. It just means no. And you keep going and find someone who's going to say yes, or reinvent a new path that's going to get you there. And then some of the other things that I've learned just on a real tangible level is, to be able to pivot. I know we always have to keep going back to our infamous COVID years, but we learned a lot during that time. I would say, for me in particular, thinking I'm in the high-end design business, selling high-end products. Oh, wow, the world is kind of falling apart at the moment. What's the last thing people are going to need is, high-end furniture. Well, guess what, Rick? Everybody needed and wanted high-end furniture. So we boomed during those few years. People were home, they were nesting, they wanted to feel secure in their homes, which is a big part of what we do on a daily basis anyways. We make people's homes beautiful and their safe haven. And that's what everybody was wanting and needing. So we really had to pivot on scaling while doing a little working remotely and changing a bit of how we did business. So we kind of had to pivot on a dime, and we did it. We literally did it within days. So that was a lot of fun.
Correct me if I have this wrong, but 23 plus years you've been in business,
Yeah.
23. So if I do the math backwards, that means you also got to experience the Great Recession.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Great Recession, and actually purchased Designer's Resource Collection the week before 9/11 happened.
oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, been through we've been through a lot. But yes, the Great Recession, fortunately for us, I mean, my biggest goal was to keep our staff and keep everything going. And we did that and then some, because we're very fortunate that we are serving a population of people that are wanting to design their homes, typically a little bit more discretionary income. And we were able to do okay during that time. So, and then during 9/11, same kind of thing happened. We really learned that term nesting. People wanted to really nest in their homes and again feel safe. People didn't feel safe in the world, but they
Mhm.
felt safe in their homes. And why not make your home beautiful? Which is a lesson for all of us that I think most of us use today. No matter what's going on in the world or where we travel, we can't wait to get home. So why not make your home that beautiful, safe haven, which is a huge part of what we do on a daily basis. So yeah, I would
Wow.
say those were some big learning lessons that we still use to this day.
We are the stories we tell ourselves, and as a company, being able to overcome obstacles and then reflect on those when future obstacles come can really build the culture for the company as well as the successful outlook. Let's get a little deeper on the business, if you will, for us, Pamela. In other words, put a finer point on who your clients are, what do you help them do, and maybe from a psychographic or a general sense demographic, like who really understands how to leverage the skills and talents of your teams?
Right. So we are Designers Resource Collection is a to the trade design showroom. What does that mean? We sell to trade professionals. 90% are interior designers,
Mm.
contractors, architects. So we don't generally sell to the public. We sell through designers. Now designers will come to our showroom with their clients, the end user, often to see, touch, feel, sit in things, look at fabrics, look at samples. So our ideal client is a residential interior designer that might either work on her own or have a very small firm where she doesn't have a huge staff to have all the samples in the library of things. They come here for that. So we partner with them in helping them source all the beautiful products for their home. We carry literally over 200 brands, and our team here knows the product really well. So we partner with the designer who comes in and says, gosh, my client, we're working on the home. Here's the living room. This is the size sectional. We help source the product for them to really partner with them and make their dreams come true for their client.
So your demographic as far as geography, is this Southern California? Can you talk a little bit about where the designers come from?
Sure. Our design, I would say mostly 90% of them are coming from Southern California, from about Los Angeles down to San Diego. We do have a second location in San Diego as well, and then this location right here in Orange County. So the majority of our clients are from that area. We do deal with some clients out of state as well, because we are pretty much the largest trade showroom on the West Coast, maybe even west of the Mississippi. And most of our designers are dealing with clients who might have multiple homes. So they're
Mhm.
coming in from other places too. So they might have their designer might be here and the home might be out of state. We're shipping out of state all the time for, people's lovely second, third, fourth homes, whatever it might be, whatever they're fortunate enough to have.
So as you were explaining that, Pamela, I happened to just think, wow, how fortunate it is to be in Southern California because of
Truly, truly.
the different pockets of places where designers have clients in there throughout that geography of LA to San Diego and into the Inland Empire, etc. So that's
Absolutely. We're extremely lucky. And, I always learn location, location, location is where it's at. And we're very fortunate to be in a great location in Orange County and San Diego, where people do love their homes and love design and are very in touch and have a lot of accessibility. So I feel extremely fortunate for our location, and we have fantastic designers in the Southern California area.
and I'm not expecting to get too deep in the answer to this question, but I am curious, having 20 plus years experience, you must have seen design taste change over that period of time as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Design taste change. And I've been in this business so long, I've seen design taste change and kind of come back too. So it's like, oh my gosh, I really am getting old. But it's
Oh,
that's part of the fun. Definitely. And we're still coastal. So, we still always have a more of a coastal, that California coastal casual upscale
mhm,
vibe is never going to go out of style in this area. But yes, some people
right.
lean more modern, some a little bit more traditional, and traditional has changed what it looks like over the years. But that's okay. We like design to change. We like to be able to refresh. It doesn't mean you're constantly having to remodel your entire home, but refreshing happens a lot.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I like to tell people, it's kind of funny. We're not solving world peace, but we're kind of solving world peace because design makes people happy. When you walk into a home, a space, a hotel, a restaurant, and you feel really good and you want to stay there or go back and frequent that spot, why does it feel good? It's because the design is good. It's subliminal. And if your home feels like that, you're happy in your home. And we know what Reese Witherspoon said in Legally Blonde: "Happy people just don't kill." So we're causing world peace,
Hey, you're doing your part, which we appreciate,
doing
believe
our
me.
part, right?
Yes, that's all we can ask.
Yeah.
In a leadership role, scaling your company, have there been moments in time where you felt a little bit isolated or alone? The
Sure,
pressure of
I'd be
making
lying
the
if I said
decisions
that.
for your team?
Sure, I mean, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a true statement. However, I have been very fortunate. Even though I was the owner of this business and, my dad still worked here, I always had him for some sort of support. And also, I have taken that advice of surrounding myself with great people
Mhm,
and being able to share with them. We work with a leadership company, a firm that works on coaching constantly. So we're always really great about communicating, having a specific form of communication, not just randomly throwing something out. We have a very scheduled way of communicating and growing and scaling our business. So yes, of course, there can be times there are things that feel lonely, or am I making the right decision? But I'm not afraid to bounce those things off of my team, and in particular my executive team, who's there for me all the time, and that's what we've built together.
Earlier in the interview, you said you felt one of the skills that you have is being able to hire well, and I just wanted to come back and touch that another time because that is so important and can be so difficult for many entrepreneurs to really be able to identify the talent and bring it in. So for you to have that
Right.
ability, that's a real key skill that you maintain.
Thank you. Well, I would say that's grown. I wouldn't say it was always like that. Before it was like, oh,
Okay.
you showed up, you look the part, you seem like you'd be good without really the real tangible. Oh, we've learned. Um, but we've also had people who have worked here for over 30 years, and a
Wow.
huge amount of people that have worked here, 20 years. So we hire well because, yes, the skill has got to be there. There has to be some kind of skill, but I've definitely learned that the most important thing is to have a culture fit, because you can have
Mhm.
somebody who's the best skilled at whatever the industry is, but if that person can't get along with people, if they're a gossiper, a cancer, whatever it is, those things matter more. I can pretty much teach you my business, over time, but I can't teach you how to be a good person. I can't teach you how to communicate well. I can't teach you to care or to show up or to want to be here. So those things are the things that I really, really look for in hiring now, and we've honed it in pretty well. It makes it a lot more fun to come to work.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's a teachable moment here on Critical Mass Business Talk Show. The success in hiring is leveraged on the fitting the culture as a cornerstone for that interview process. So thank you, Pamela. I'm wondering,
Yeah.
since you're in the dispensing of advice business, unintentionally or intentionally, which is great, I'm wondering, has anybody given you a piece of advice that you have found really valuable that you could pay forward to our audience today?
I don't have like a particular phrase. I'm not too big on living on cliches, but I will say that staying humble and keeping your boots on the ground and being scrappy. That's kind of how I was raised. Those are the things that have resonated with me the most. And yes, I went to college. Yes, I got a degree. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not the dumbest person in the world. But I stay scrappy. And I think that is what's really, the resilience is what's kept this business going and what keeps me going and my team. They know I'm going to fight for them. They know I'm going to be there for them. I sit right in the middle of the showroom with everybody else. So I think just staying humble and, keeping your boots on the ground. There's really
Yes,
no, there's no easy way. There's nothing that's handed to you. You have to create that.
yeah, and last year's success does not predetermine this year's performance, does it? I mean, every year, every month, every day, you got to
Yeah.
show up. Yeah,
Yeah. Well
that's one
said.
of the,
Exactly. You got to show up.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about technology innovation. I'm curious from your perspective, Pamela, how do you see artificial intelligence? How do you see it impacting the creative aspects of your industry? And what are you looking at within your firm? Are you looking at leveraging AI within the company?
Okay, so AI can never be ignored. Of course, it's here, it's in front of us, it's not going away. So we use it in the ways that matter. Yes, for technology, we're putting in a new system right now in our showroom. But at the end of the day, especially in the design business, this is what keeps us going, and I believe what keeps designers going is that they're artists. They need to create. It's like
Mm.
telling, a painter not to hold a paintbrush. They've got to create themselves. They got to touch and feel samples and experience. That is what our business is. So while we use artificial intelligence in ways for, yes, documentation and for, maybe showing a piece of fabric on a piece of furniture, online as opposed to having to come in the showroom, all those things can happen. But at the end of the day, a designer is still an artist, and that's what makes them special. So, I'm not sure if I really answered the question. Again, not ignoring artificial intelligence, but we're using it in the ways that matter to grow the internal part, but not what we do on an external basis.
Mm. It's interesting. I hadn't thought of interior designers as artists, but I can see how they are working on a canvas, which is the canvas is the client's home or room or space that they need to redesign. That's interesting. You know your clients well. Let's talk about
Yeah.
the future, Pamela. Where do you see the company going? What's your vision for the company moving forward?
Right. So, we've grown tremendously, and I really, really love where we are right now. I think we have a solid team, we have a structure, we have a system, and I want to keep growing that. I don't know that I will open up other physical locations. People ask me daily, "Come here, come to the city, please come. We need a showroom like yours." One thing I've learned, Rick, is it's still at the end of the day, I can teach the system, but it's about the people. And, it's not easy to find great people. We have fantastic people. So what I would like to do is to be able to reach other parts of the country with our showroom and work with designers even across the country And I myself, on a personal level, would love to continue working with other showrooms to help them get to where I am, because I think it's that important for our industry to keep, like I was just saying about the keeping it real, not just about artificial intelligence, and being able to help them grow and understand the importance of why we exist. Designers need us. So I don't, even though we're kind of a unicorn, I don't want to be the only unicorn in the industry.
So would that be a new business venture for you to work with other studios to sort of teach
Possibly,
them what you do?
possibly. I would love that.
Wow, see,
Yeah.
entrepreneurs always looking for the next thing too,
Always
huh?
looking for the next thing, right?
So if someone would like to connect with you or learn more about your company, how do they do that?
Well, certainly our website, which is drcshowroom.com. Our Instagram is at DRC Showroom. My personal LinkedIn is Pamela Kellogg. So yeah, you can reach us any of those ways. But our showroom, or our website, drcshowroom.com, has a lot of information. It will link you to all the different ways to get in touch with us. And yeah. Or you can
Well,
come
I
visit
said,
us right here in Orange County.
there you go. If you happen to be local, why wouldn't you come by and see what you have there? So
Absolutely.
I want to thank you for being a guest on the show. I told the audience at the beginning we were going to have a good one planned. You did not disappoint, and I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it too. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Time flew by. And thank you to the
Right.
audience. You're part of Orange County's longest running business talk show. Pamela's episode will join our catalog of 1,600 shows. If you'd like to be a guest and you're an Orange County entrepreneur, reach out to me. I'm Rick Franzi on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to get you scheduled for a future episode. Until the next time we all have a chance to be together, I hope all of your business decisions move your business in a positive direction.